Well, after several delays, the long-awaited murder trial for Lori Vallow Daybell is set to begin tomorrow in Idaho. Lori, along with her husband, Chad Daybell, are accused of killing her children, Tylee and JJ. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Rachel Cole.
I'm Jonathan McCall. This case has had plenty of twists and turns and began to unfold right here in the Valley. Team 12's Erica Stapleton has been covering this case for more than 3 years now and has a look tonight at what we can expect inside the courtroom.
The trial starts tomorrow with jury selection, which is expected to take several days. Victims and members of the public are only able to watch certain parts of that process if they're physically in Idaho. And that's going to be the theme throughout the entire trial after a judge limited media access.
Lori Vallow Daybell moved to Ada County Jail in Boise ahead of her trial. The change in venue from eastern Idaho, where the alleged murders in this case unfolded, is a judge's decision to try and get a fair jury in this high-profile case.
Did you do something to your children?
Lori Vallow Daybell and her husband Chad Daybell face a string of similar charges, including murder and the death of her children Tylee and JJ. Police believe Lori moved her kids from Arizona to Idaho in September 2019. The kids both disappeared weeks later, setting off a nationwide search at the end of that year. In February 2020, Lori was arrested in Hawaii on a trip with Chad for failing to produce her kids in court. And in March 2020, she was extradited to Idaho.
Tell us where the kids are.
A few months later, the children's bodies were found buried in Chad Daybell's backyard. Chad was taken into custody hours after that discovery. And in May 2021, the couple was charged with the kids' murders and other felony charges connected to their deaths and the death of Chad's first wife, Tammy Daybell. It's believed Lori moved to Idaho to be closer to Chad, who records claim led a small religious doomsday group, or cult. Their dark beliefs at the center of this case, with Lori allegedly believing her kids' spirits went dark before their deaths.
I look at her and think, I love her and trust her.
JJ's biological grandparents, Kay and Larry Woodcock, first alerted police about the missing kids and have been following the case in anguish ever since.
Nobody deserves this.
We got a taste of what a trial could look like in August 2020, when Chad Daybell had a preliminary hearing. Several law enforcement witnesses and former friends of Chad and Lori's religious circle were called to the stand.
He said that he was being a zombie.
The same sort of access to Lori's trial will be restricted after a judge banned cameras in the courtroom last year. One person we won't be hearing from at Lori's trial is Lori's brother, Alex Cox. Investigators believe he played a role in the kids' deaths too, with records showing it was his cell phone records that pointed investigators to Tylee and JJ's bodies in Chad's yard. Months before the discovery, Cox died at his home in Gilbert in December 2019 from natural causes, according to the medical examiner. In July 2019, Cox also shot and killed Lori's fourth husband, Charles Vallow, in Chandler before she took the kids to Idaho.
I was expecting kind of an ambush.
Lori is facing a conspiracy charge in that case here in Arizona. But before she goes to court for that, everything in Idaho needs to play out. Part of the reason Lori's case has taken so long is because twice a judge found her not competent to stand trial. She had to undergo mental health evaluations. Ultimately, the judge ruled in November 2022 she was competent to proceed. Chad and Lori were supposed to be tried together, but the cases were separated again in March 2023 after Chad's attorney successfully argued for more time to prepare. Chad's trial has not yet been rescheduled. Erica Stapleton, 12 News.
Erica, thank you. 12 News will have live team coverage of the trial starting tomorrow here in Arizona and in Idaho. Watch for updates throughout the day at 12news.com and on our newscast.